getting to this earlier on in the show, but Liam's fired up. Explain to me what you've done. What is this?
So I went on to dailyfaceoff.com.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And I
Great website.
Great, one of the best. I copy and pasted the jerseys onto a piece of paper. And I made
every
a
one
lineup.
of them individually. I can see
individually.
them.
Back in the good old days of when we used to do it on the green screen in the other room. That's what I used to do. So I brought back an old little skill of mine, and I came up with my new 2024 Stanley Cup Championship lineup. And so the top line is as follows: Nuge, McDavid, Hyman.
I did not see this beforehand, but the fact that I said Boone Jenner is great.
My second line is McLeod, Draisaitl, Fogle. Third line,
let it go.
Kane, Jenna, Perry.
Okay.
And then my fourth line is Gagne, Holloway, and Brown.
We're just one piece away.
I'm
Is
looking
there a defensive side of this?
No, I didn't make a defense. Imagine Chris Tanev on a blue line.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
Now
so
we're
that's
talking.
my upgrades. I think if you go and get a strong third line center, it really plays into the puzzle a little bit, and you can put guys in better positions. I think that third line would be an absolute menace.
Yeah.
It would be good.
I like it. I worry that's not enough support for Leon Draisaitl,
No.
but I realize how easy the argument is against that because you can look to a 15-game sample size where that was enough support for Leon
In a
Draisaitl.
non-playoff environment.
But
that third line, I bet you is that third line will produce in the
That's a
playoffs.
playoff
So then that takes a bit of pressure off the second line needing to produce.
No. You
But-
need your second line to produce. So you probably want to get another piece to plug in there.
But on top of that as well, I think when you look over that 16-game streak and look when those guys are scoring points, like McLeod and Fogle showed up when they needed them against the Rangers in that first game. A lot of those games were very tight games across that entire 16-game streak. There wasn't many blowouts where they were just stacking up points. They were contributing in close contests, which they're not playoff games by any means, but the intensity of like trying to win the game in a close contest was there. I don't disagree that, hey, like Fogle and McLeod haven't exactly been consistent for.
That's a funny comment.
How about Liam?
Could be anything you want.
Leon.
TM.
Get it.
But I think they can thrive. I don't know.
I like that fourth line too. And someone earlier was like,
what's crazy though is those three players all play on our team right now and they don't play together. Like instead we have Derek Ryan and Matthias Janmark holding down that line. Like and Connor Brown, I almost put Lavoie in, but I want to keep Brown in there for the penalty kill reasons. You don't want to mess with that too much.
and because he's got to score eventually.
he's got it.
You walk up to the roulette table, it's been
Toby
red
Reed
46 straight times. You bet black.
And if you don't, you bet it again. And then you bet it again.
Son of a bitch, I'm back in.
Yeah, someone earlier was like, oh, you're out of patience with the third line, but not Connor Brown. We are well past the point of being out of patience with Connor Brown. It's at the point where it's like, whatever, he kills penalties, he plays on the fourth line. I don't care anymore. But I don't know, Jay, 15 games, someone said it. 15 games is 15 games.
Rusty, I love you, man. I love you a lot. But the playoffs is a different beast.
But that's why you have that new third line. They're dogs.
Yeah,
They're big
that's
dogs.
the third line you need in the playoffs, but your second line still needs to be better than that because that line can easily go quiet. Easily go quiet.
I can see the argument for sure. I just think
You
the
need another
Oilers-
insurance policy.
The Oilers just there's not a lot to work with. I think if they were to get another forward, they wouldn't be able to improve on their blue line. Hypothetically, if they got
So would you feel better about this, Jay, if maybe you flipped some things around? Like what if it was McDavid, Fogle, Hyman? You flipped one of them to the left side, and then maybe you have Nuge with Dry. I don't like that though.
Like I really love the look of that third line. Like that looks amazing.
Thank you.
It's just the second line is not. It's not enough unless. I don't know. Maybe if you got Jenner and Nick Dowd.
I thought about Nick
if you got both, and then that way you can, because you can't have that second line going against like second line.
Okay, but how does Nick Dowd help you?
he can if you can give the second line a better matchup, because Nick Dowd can be put up against to shut down a tougher line, then maybe if you give them easier conditions.
What if you? Well, sorry, just along
you
that
just
line.
really load up. Like if you go deep bottom six, that opens up the matchups that second line needs. I can maybe
Get on board
take a
with me?
sip of that Kool-Aid.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.